Musky fishing is a game of moments. A hunt that revolves around short, aggressive feeding windows. Success isn't random. It's about stacking the odds in your favor by putting together every puzzle piece, understanding seasonal movements, reading the weather, learning the water, and mastering the spirit of confidence. One of the best opportunities to capitalize on this is during prefrontal conditions. When the pressure drops, feeding can turn fast and furious. But it's not just about timing. It's about showing the fish a slight variation of a proven bait, something they've never seen before. This can be the difference between a follow and a boatside explosion. Since it was mid-April, I focused my efforts on the shallowest portions of the lake, where the water was warmest. Fishing the nearest structure, adjacent to the creek channel, is often a proven strategy, as the deeper, moving water provides nearby refuge, bait, and great ambush opportunities. That was a muskie right there. So welcome back, everyone. This is a brand new body of water for me, and I'm fishing a brand new bait. This is by Musky Addicts. John Best from Minnesota makes some unbelievable baits. This is the Barn Burner, little copper blade and a little fire silver one. Fishing this new body of water right outside of this cove here, and sometimes the areas, the shorelines just before you get into the coves are a great place to start. Well, lo and behold, I haven't been fishing 15 minutes. I just had a nice, probably 38-inch muskie come in and then dart off once he got near the boat. So I'm going to go into the cove and fish some of the shorelines adjacent to the coves and see what happens. But I'm really impressed by this bait so far. This is a really good one here. Or is that a bass? Oh my goodness. That is an absolutely humongous largemouth. That is a very large largemouth. Maybe my biggest ever. I'm not a big bass fisherman, but that's a tank. Oh my gosh. All right, beautiful upper 30s fish. Wow, this is a real beauty just because it's the first of the season. He slammed it boatside adjacent to the creek channel of this lake. Beautiful. Nearby laydowns are a great place to start, as casting tight to the shoreline allows you to retrieve your bait past the length of the laydown and over the head of an ambushing predator.
It's another bass. Nice one. Apparently they like Musky Addicts barn burners.
Once the front passed, the wind picked up, gusting at over 30 miles per hour, making it difficult to hold the boat. And as you guessed, the fish shut off just as fast as they turned on. And not a single muskie was seen the rest of the day. Since these fish are notoriously difficult to figure out, in an effort to help you experience more boatside mayhem, here is a short educational video segment that will be helpful as we approach May and June muskie fishing in the southeastern muskie realm. When people think about muskie fishing, the southeast might not be the first region that comes to mind. But that's exactly why it's so special. The early season down here, late April through June, is full of opportunity for those who know where and when to look. Let's start with reservoirs. By late April into May, fresh weed growth kicks off, and for me, this is some of the most exciting fishing of the year. These fish are post-spawn, hungry, and often fairly shallow. As you probably guessed, they're chasing baitfish, which in our southern waters are mainly gizzard shad and golden shiners, although perch, crappies, catfish, and suckers are also common too. Small bucktails, such as the small barn burner from Musky Addicts, absolutely shine in these conditions, as these baits mimic a fleeing shad. I even like throwing on a 4-inch Mr. Twister to all of my spinnerbaits, as it can add an additional triggering technique. This early season vegetation provides a food source for the shad, but can make for great visual fishing and aggressive strikes. By late May through mid-June, water temperatures start creeping into the 70s. In West Virginia, we've seen low 70s as early as May. Meanwhile, in the PA, Ohio, and New Jersey regions, it usually takes a bit longer to reach that mark. As temperatures rise and shallower weeds begin to die off, fish start transitioning towards cooler, oxygen-rich areas. Think back weed edges, laydowns, humps with weeds, and bait balls in open water. Don't overlook weeds near the dam, as the deep cold water helps keep the weeds green and healthy. No matter where you are, one thing is consistent. Those bigger fish want deep water nearby. And when the sun is blazing, which it often is this time of year, those fish hunker down. But don't sleep on the sunset bite during this time of year. When that sun dips and temperatures drop a bit, we've had electric action with orange blades, as they just seem to light up the water. You might still find some fish in bays at the shallow end of the reservoirs, but typically those fish run on the smaller side. As for the big mamas, they're out deeper. This is prime time for larger rubber, but suspending baits like the dying dog or even heavy spinnerbaits work as well. And don't be afraid to get creative. Sometimes those off-the-wall presentations are the ones that trigger bites. This is also a good time to troll. If you don't do it, you're certainly missing fish. As for bait selections, Leo lures, Lungin lures, trophy time cranks, and other smaller presentations are always a great place to start. Now let's talk natural lakes. We don't have many down here, but as you head up into northwestern PA and western New York, that changes. These lakes are thick with weeds and hold quality fish. Up shallow, spinnerbaits and bucktails work great, and twitch baits can be deadly over the tops of the weeds. Deeper off those edges, you'll want to reach for deeper presentations, like deeper running cranks or rubber. As for rivers, we avoid them for the most part during the spawning months. Even though it's technically legal to target them, many of these southern rivers support natural reproduction, and we don't want to disturb this process. Come May and June, though, it's a different story. Bigger rivers start showing their summer patterns. You'll find fish holding near inlets, laydowns, weeds, eddies, sharp break lines, the outflows of dams, and of course, always near the forage bait. And don't sleep on the creeks. In smaller, skinnier waters, especially in the 2 hours after sunrise and before sunset, we've had incredible topwater action. There's just something special about a muskie blowing up on a bait in 4 feet of calm glass water. A final note on conditions. Down here, a heavy rain system or a cold front can either accelerate or delay certain movements, behaviors, and feeding patterns. So always be ready to adapt and don't be afraid to try new baits and secondary spots. And when it comes to the moon, over 90% of my fish have been caught nowhere near a major or minor moon phase. It's a factor, but far from the only one. In sum, fishing the southeast for muskie is a thrilling experience. You're chasing apex predators in beautiful, under-the-radar waters, where every cast could be your next giant.